10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Virtus.Pro's turn to ban. Team Empire's turn to ban.
Guys, and welcome back to the PGL Open. We got VP going up against Team Empire. Game 2 in the best of 3. Empire off of a good Axe Blink can just win a game. And, well, that's pretty much what just happened. VP had so much momentum in that last game. So many kills for that mid-Nature's Prophet. But Axe is a good hero. When he's not challenged at all in lane, he will be able to initiate for you, and that's all that Empire needed to get off the ground. And hopefully all the frame rate issues are fixed as well. I have no idea. It seems like it only happens when there's a lot of stuff on the screen, so it's hard to test. I'm Mike Loris, and hopefully I fixed it, but I'm not sure. Oh, God, man, literally 2 days ago it was fine. Perfect. Everything was fine. Not a single frame drop. Now it's just I have no idea. Either way, Empire, though, going to, well, try a little bit of what VP did in the last game. Io was banned out. Nature's Prophet, of course, was picked by VP, so we're going to have, well, both of them now up for the Team Empire side. And VP immediately banning out the Spirit Breaker. That response time from Miposhka was so fast every single time. And, well, with these heroes now to Team Empire, we'll have, you know, a lot of response time as well. Now, VP, they do have the Venomancer, who was, I think, ignored completely by the end of last game. They get the Earthshaker here as well, and open themselves up for a lot of initiation power, which is, to some extent, what they were missing in the last game. Puck is gonna fill that role sometimes, but certainly will struggle to do it all the time. Shaker, as a nice start, perhaps a Bat Rider for the Virtus.Pro side could be pretty good as well. They know they're going up against an IO. They know they're going up against Nature's Prophet, so you do need a lot of stuns. You do need a lot of disables. You will need a little bit of mobility as well to help clear these creep waves. Venomancer is not exactly the ideal in those scenarios. I mean, yeah, damage-wise, they'll have it in spades between the Shaker and the Venomancer. That's a lot of magic damage. IO usually isn't really going to be wealthy enough to buy any sort of resistant item until much later on in the game. Glimmer Cape, Mechanism, Pipe would be incredible right now for Team Empire, but we'll see if they can actually get someone who's willing to buy those. See what they want to do with this IO as well. Tiny, the go-to combo, is going to be banned out. Really do need a melee smorker if you're going to get this IO and find some success. Like, they may be going in for a very mobile style, so getting a little bit of extra tower damage really nice for Team Empire. At least a hero who wants to buy a Desolator. Or just has any sort of anti-tower capacity, Troll Warlord or something like that. Virtus.Pro, though, gonna stick to their guns, building up more and more team fight. This time, however, getting the Disruptor. It's a pretty easy pick to make, honestly. Like, you know you're going up against Nature's Prophet and Io. Glimpse is going to be the MVP. Static Storm also is not too bad. They will have that answer, the Nature's Prophet and the Io. And Glimpse is actually pretty darn good versus the Sven as well. You know, once Sven gets God Strength, Echo Saber, you can die pretty quickly. So it's not going to be every time going to be able to save your allies. But this terrain management for Virtus.Pro, the fact they have the field, they have the fissure, they have a ton of slows, and Sven may have the IO right next to him, but it won't really be super easy to stick on those targets. Empire are currently lacking the control, the initiation, in order to make that happen, and now a Bloodseeker. This Sven's going to have some pretty serious issues, and not to mention Nature's Prophet as well. Like, Disruptor's great at canceling that Nature's Prophet TP and Rat game. Maybe not that great at killing off the creep wave that the Nature's Prophet generates, but that's what Shaker and Bloodseeker are for.
10 seconds remaining.
VP now, with this Bloodseeker, will have just so much pick-off power. Still, their team fight looking pretty darn good. With the amount of control that is thrown out from these VP heroes, the supporting crew, with the amount of damage they're able to do with those tools, You're expecting, as Bloodseeker, to start the fight off with a lot of stacks of Thirst. Does Thirst work in stacks, or does it just ramp up? I don't know if it's technically stacks. I don't really think it matters either. You just get more. I guess it does. It's like it's every loss, so it's like a percentage stat. I don't know. It doesn't matter. It's just semantics. Either way, Bloodseeker will start things off very, very quickly. And yeah, again, the Sven is the heavy hitter for Empire, but Nature's Prophet and Io aren't really that great in these circumstances.
Virtus.Pro's
When you are, going to be hit by a huge chunk of damage right off the bat. Kunkka is the pick for Team Empire, and I'm usually on the fence with Kunkka. I really like Kunkka with a stunner, and Sven is that stunner, so there you go. Love me this combo. Boat is going to be absolutely incredible here for Team Empire. They absolutely need that rum buff. All this damage coming out from VP, you gotta protect yourself somehow. So it will help to make everyone else on Empire really, really durable. They're looking for that mid lane hero though, and like who can actually stand up against this like BKBs and whatnot, which is absolutely a necessity in this game, but it won't be happening till later. Or you just try to out aggro VP, try to get these pickoffs beforehand, and hopefully for their case, for Empire's case, it off 4v5 in their favor. I guess 5v4 in their favor. Most likely, FN doesn't know his matchup yet.
Team
Venomancer off lane, Bloodseeker safe lane or mid. The options are certainly looking pretty thin here for Empire. There is so much disable on the V.
Ten seconds remaining.
You can go for like an invoke.
5 seconds remaining.
I think that might be one of the more potent combos, despite the fact that the lane might be a little bit rough. There's not much that a Kunkka can do to assist the lane, besides just throw out a torrent and just hope that that's good enough. The lane might be a little bit problematic if they decide to go down that route. But we'll give them even more global control, that pick-off power, which again is so important for Empire. You have to kind of go in blind here. Are there for me? Tinker doesn't seem incredibly good here. You can Zeus. He seems even worse here, actually. You don't want to do that. I'm going to take out the Storm Spirit for right now. Virtus.Pro do lack big teamfight initiation. Disruptor Glimpse is great at starting those smaller scale, as is the Kunkka X, very similar in how those skills will behave. Maybe going for like a puck here for VP. I can see that being pretty difficult for Empire to deal with. Still, it's not banned, right? Yeah, puck is going to be incredible for VP. Really, regardless of where they put the puck. I wonder if Empire can like Pugna or something like that. Is there room here? Not going to be the easiest Pugna game in the world. Certainly get some pretty heavy pushing benefits. That sustain is going to be incredible too. Monkey King. Okay. I got Monkey King never really comes up in that list. It is probably now going to be a Sven Io going towards that mid lane. Nature's Prophet off and Monkey King with occasionally Kunkka. Going to be handling a lane by themselves. So Monkey King is definitely a tricky hero to pin down. The hero has so much physical durability. Once he puts down that command circle, that with the Sven armor, with the Kunkka rum buff, will make Empire really durable, at least to the physical right clicks. The only problem with that is that VP, even with this Viper last pick, aren't really all about those physical right clicks. They're kind of about the spell casting. They're gonna kill you with the magics. Still, Monkey King is going to give them a lot of extra kill power, a lot of extra gank power. I mentioned earlier, going for those pickoffs. Try to start the fight off 5v4 in your favor. With the amount of damage Monkey King can bring to the table, even just by himself, without considering the Kunkka combo, without considering a relocating Sven, Yeah, you got yourselves an opportunity, a big opportunity there to get some pretty easy kills right off the bat. I mean, you're looking at a Disruptor on the other end. Venomancer may be getting a little bit of farm, but usually is going to be a pretty feasible kill as well. And so is the Earthshaker. So, yeah, I'm usually not a huge fan of the Monkey King, but I think this hero right now is pretty darn incredible. Shout out to Pasha for having the sickest Venomancer skin. The Hydra is in full effect. These guys are all pimped out, like, to the extreme. Like, this guy's got his full Witch Hunter look going on. We have, like, the Alien Xenomorph here. Got the Arcana on the Monkey King. Sven's decked out. Nature Prophet's decked out. Io's got the Companion Cube. These are some real, like, TI level skins. Gotta be honest, guys. Like, they have spared no expense here. See no frame rate issues yet. Crossing my fingers, guys. We're in. Oh, I was like, I didn't know you could tether a courier. Can you tether a courier? I don't do IO like at all. I've never tried. I'm guessing you can't because that would be pretty stupid. But this is the time, guys. This is the time when you can tether a courier. I think that's Chappie, right? Yeah, it's actually Chappie. So Chappie is going to be playing the courier. We got Vangscore handling that Companion Cube. IO is already going to start breaking down these trees, setting up for the farm, not of Miposhka's Kunkka, but of FN's Sven. That leaves Ghost Stick and Nature Prophet on the bottom lane. The rest of the VP heroes, though, sneaky, wrapping around. Pasha, the Hydromancer, got Lil on the Shaker solo, Disruptor, Ramses, Bloodseeker, and no one the Viper. And they've found themselves a very vulnerable Sven. He's like circling around, just trying to land a hammer. Is now going to fight to the death like a warrior. He's dead, though. No one's going to grab that first blood. Hard call, man. Ghost Stick didn't see anyone. Had the treants fanned out somewhat, but is going to, again, see nothing of value. And he's actually going to stick around here. There's a fissure, so he does have to be careful. So we did see a Thunderstrike. They know that they don't have to worry about a glimpse at level 1, even though that's never really a worry.
The battle begins.
Losing Sven that early, yeah, it's not the greatest thing in the world. Oh, losing Vangscore, that's really bad, though. He is going to tether to the courier of Monkey King, but still with this Gale. Right clicks from Solo, who apparently has a sword on Disruptor. I don't know how that makes sense. 2 more right clicks. Oh, 1 misses! Oh, no, he's going to get denied. At least they get that. But that could have been so bad. IO does grab the bottle, though. It looks like he just got enough gold to get that with the Bounty Rune pickup. So that was disaster averted. If the IO was going to get picked off right after taking down the Bounty Rune without picking up the bottle, then yeah, that would have been really bad. But he does get the bottle, so even if he dies right now, it's not the biggest deal in the world. We get with the fissure. There's another tether here. I think he's still dead. He's going to tether right into the hands of the Viper. Or it looks like Solo will, in fact, get the last hit. So that's 2-0 for VP, plus a little bit of extra death action there for the IO, although I don't think he actually lost any gold for that death, deny from Monkey. But, yeah, I kind of glanced over the Viper. It is a pretty darn good hero to have versus Sven, particularly in this matchup with the versus the IO, though. Like, you're going to be able to spam out that poison attack, that's for sure. You don't really have much to worry about. Like, oh, maybe when Kunkka comes in, you have a little bit to worry about, because he doesn't have that corrosive skin just yet. With the tether speed, they will swipe down no one. And when the Kunkka comes in, that's when you have to worry. But up till then, there's not much a Sven IO can do to you. So you're going to be perfectly fine taking this 2v1. You have base damage that's at least competitive enough to handle that Sven. Yeah, chip damage may not stick on the Sven. He's got the poor man's shield already. He does have that bottle from Vangscore. So poison attack, not going to be incredible. Probably going to see that staying at level 1 for right now as he goes for more Nether Toxin and Corrosive. But still, be able to recover this lane. Up towards top lane, though, we got an interesting situation. Chappie, slow as all hell. Does also have that poor man's shield and will also survive. Asha should be able to put the screws to him pretty darn easily. I expect a full poison build from this Venomancer, no wards. I guess everything that Venomancer can go for is a poison build, but you guys know what I mean. A full, like, ability build. Poison Sting and Gale maxed out. Just trying to go for that kill build on Chappie. The more aggressive power you have as the Venomancer that's bursty, means that with that, you'll be able to keep Chappie at arm's length. You'll be able to make sure that he's not running at you looking to stack up those Jingu stacks. And that's where Pasha gets really powerful. The fact that he can bully the Monkey King back. That's usually what Monkey King does to his enemies, actually. Like, he just runs at them with the power of this burst from Jingu and is able to confidently just right-click. But he knows that he can't afford to do it. If he tries, he won't win that damage trade. Because he can't, like that, because of his movement speed, can't actually stack it up. So he will lose if he runs, he will lose if he fights. So he's just got to try to minimize his losses until... Oh, he's actually going to YOLO in. Okay, closing the gap. No mana on Pasha. And they lose Vangscore in the meantime. Pasha does have some goons here, doing quite a bit of damage to the MK. Gale, not quite still. He does have maxed out Jingu. And it looks like it's going to be just short. He's not fast enough. Well, maybe now Thanks for coming in. He will be. Yes, just fast enough. They kill off the Venomancer. Of course, guys, the maxed out Venomous Gale build only works if you have mana to cast your Venomous Gale. It's not... Level 2 spells aren't really good when you don't have much mana. That was a great call by Chappie there. Recognizing the fact that, hey, this Venomancer is dangerous. But right now, he cannot do jack to me. That jump initiation was aggressive and unexpected, but worked out in the end. Now Venomancer is a little bit slow to return to this lane, even though it is still just Chappie. One play may have given this Monkey King a lot of space. Top lane. The Radiant side, though, doing just fine for themselves elsewhere. Bloodseeker's having an absolute time of his life. Ghost Stick is going to get stunned out now in the Bloodright. He's got to just sit there. Ramsey's Ghost to town is going to be a very easy kill on the bottom lane. They also killed off the IO earlier. I assume that was a Viper Shaker combo in mid, probably. Virtus.Pro still with the CS, a very comfortable level for them. Poshka is going to get hit with the Thunderstrike. Lil's up on the high ground, and there is 2 bottle charges here for Vangscore, so pretty sure Poshka should be fine here, although Ramsey's coming in as well. Hammer goes out, stuns too. Poshka didn't get glimpsed really far back. Jeez, that was a long glimpse for level 2. Alright, well, they got Poshka in the end. Vangscore used all his bottle charges. Does require a lot of VP rotations, but in the end, 100% worth it. And that is going to be that. Poshka going down, though, is not the end of the world. Io, Kunkka, the expendable ones for Empire, and though Kunkka may be struggling to get experience up, you don't really need all that much in the way of levels to be effective. Level 2, level 3 X marks, or as we've seen already, just level 1 Torrent. And very easily set up for kills. Maybe no longer on this Viper, however. Now with the Power Treads, 2 points in Corrosive. Even if you land that Torrent with the X marks, you'll need so many right clicks to actually get that kill. And by that time, I can guarantee Lil is going to show up. So you run the risk of just literally running into a wall. As with a Sven and with a Kunkka, you can't right-click through Fissure. Because literal walls.
Radiant are scanning.
Lil's even messing with the Poshka. He's actually getting his face smashed in by Prowlers. Literally the worst thing in Dota. Oh my god, they just destroyed him. I mean, yeah, the Radiant are going to get the kill, but the Prowlers deserve it. They did so much damage just to that Kunkka. I hate Prowlers so much. They are the worst. Oh my god, they're terrible. And Empire getting off to a much slower start this game. Now, this game, unlike the last, person who's free farming, Monkey King, he is very powerful when he decides to really join the fray. Is he as powerful as a Blink Axe? Not quite. I mean, he definitely has a much different style there. And he will be able to get those pickoffs, but very frequently we see teams managing that somewhat. And between all the slows from VP, between all the movement terrain that they can mess with him, Kinetic Field goes up, they get the Fissure as well. Maybe not like super premium versus someone like the Monkey King, but they have so many answers to stop Monkey King from attacking, or make it very difficult for him to make that call to keep attacking. So he will not have that explosive impact that we saw from him in the last game. FN and Vangscore are going to abandon ship over in mid. Poshka is going to be just fine to survive up against no one as long as he keeps his distance. Needs that experience. This is definitely not where you want to be as Empire. First of all, you don't want to be leaving the lane this early. Second of all, if you do leave the lane, you want to have more than 2 points in Great Cleave. Having gone for the second point in Stormhammer, just to be able to last hit occasionally up against that Viper. Not super fun. This is going to concede pretty much all the lane control that Empire had towards VP, and now VP have a death grip on this game. I mean, it's only a 2k lead right now. For sure it is possible for Empire to bring it back, but they are not with the levels, not with the items just yet in order to make that happen. No one right now, I want to say, is just untouchable. Like, you can't kill him. You need the Monkey King with that Jingu to get a good chain stun. Oh, read like a book. Killed by neutrals, and in the back, oh, Rupture goes out, but it was teleported out. And now Chappie is going to find Solo. Will have to dispel his circle in order to get that kill. Actually, looks like Ghost Stick snags it, so it looks like he didn't have to. Will cost them 2, they gain 1. Not a good trade for Empire. But for that kill to be going towards an H Profit, get that Monkey King an assist. Honestly, they can't be too upset about that. Gotta get all the gold you can on these cores. It costs you an IO. Not a terribly huge deal. The IO, though, needs to start getting some of that experience up. Relocate, maybe not going to be the most explosive, since then dodge strength and cleave isn't really ready to do that burst damage yet. We'll give them options, pick off VP as they're doing stuff like this. You gotta relocate right now. Yeah, you have a chance of killing off this Venomancer, who actually adapted his build now. 2 point scale, now suddenly maxing out the wards. I think is going to go for a little bit more of an aggressive tower-based build instead of killing. I like this considering he has the empty lane. It is obviously going to cost him a lot more time to build up this build than the amount of time that he has in the lane while it's empty. But still, right now he's going to force someone to come towards his top lane. Because with this build on Venomancer, you can actually kill towers. Happy's going to arrive. It's a lot of damage with that stick. Gets walled off, but he should be able to jump up or just walk around. How is that not a tight wall? Fissure, please be consistent in your visuals.
Dire's top tower is under
attack. Lil, though, he's hunting. Maybe onto FN, and he's gonna be fine. Ramses, though, you can see, has so much speed. Yeah, Thirst doesn't technically work on stacks. It just works, like, ramps up, and it's just an ability. God, guys make me second guess myself. You could call it stacks and no one will blink an eye. I might just call them stacks, but man, he's got a Hanamitis. He's got Rupture. Blood Rage onto the Viper. They weren't cancelled, actually. Power will be taken by that Venomancer push. Now they relocate on the IO, but he's going to walk out as they do relocate into a Blood Right. And that is a very similar reason why Disruptor is good against IO. Pretty much the exact same thing Bloodseeker is good against these heroes. Like, oh, there's someone coming in? Well, I'll just put my giant AoE silence on the floor, so when they come in, they can do nothing. Then just picked up his Mask of Madness, so it's going to be a hell of a long time until he has a BKB. I bet he doesn't really want to go for a BKB first, so it's going to be, yeah, Echo Saber standard stuff for the Sven. Then BKB after, perhaps? Till then, he's going to be really, really difficult to utilize correctly for Empire. Because, like, what are you supposed to do when you're up against, like, all this slow? Something actually close to minimum movement speed there for this Sven. 3 tier 1s down, and VP are pushing and pushing and pushing. They haven't even really tested themselves in a fight. Lil has been getting up his base items. Soon will be in a spot where he can start building towards that Blink Dagger. They found Maposhka in a really bad spot. Perfect fissure placement. And with the field going up, they'll take him down. Then an X Torrent? No, it's just an X. Got him. Unka down. And Empire, they can't hold this. They're still hanging around with heroes. What looks like an attempt to hold this. Well, you know what? If the Disruptor goes out that far by himself, he can get that kill. Maybe cost them an IO, though. Viper Strike goes out. Bang Score is just dead. Oh my god, that damage. He actually was bleeding. That was a Rupture. And he tethered out. And you do take movement speed there. You have no immunity there when you're tethering. So the IO goes down in exchange for that Disruptor. Again, another 2-for-1 in favor of VP. Seems like that play from Solo was perhaps a little bit too aggressive. Okay, use Rupture. Got a kill. Bloodseeker is going to go for a Yule Scepter next. I was thinking, this is definitely a game. Like, it may seem greedy, But this is for sure a game where, as Bloodseeker, you will have enough time and will have enough space in order to get a Radiance, if you want one. Looks like he's going to opt for a more defensive tool right now. Look for a setup with that Blood Right. Duels into Blood Right is pretty darn potent. I don't mind this decision. If he was going to decide to, hey, go for that Radiance, I think this is the game to do it. Advance to, though, maxed out Plague Wards. Start laying them down. And Kunkka, he can pull the creep aggro off, but the creeps, like, it has an irrelevant amount of damage compared to what no one is doing, compared to this nest of wards. This time, I like the decision from Empire. No sense in trying to hold this. bo3 is trying to scrape together that level 6. We'll get it. So mission accomplished for him. Now has that boat. In the meantime, everyone else on Empire just trying to do what they can in the side lanes. Chappie getting his farm, getting that echo. So is FN. Tower will fall. Looks like it's going to be a 1-to-1 tower trade, but of course a better tower trade for VP. Score, going to pull in his spirits. Glimpse vision from Solo is non-existent right now, though the field goes up and Mayscore is fully spotted, now tracked with the Thunderstrike. Relocate might be able to get him out, but it's going to be close, even if he did do it, and he didn't. Sacrifice Vangscore and the tier 2 tower for tier 1. I mean, again, these aren't good trades for Empire, not by any stretch. These are the type of plays that they absolutely need to make if they're going to come back into this game. They got to make sure they keep getting gold somehow, even if it's at the cost of giving more gold to the enemies. Once these Echo Sabers come up, they have a chance. That Boundless Strike is so much damage. Now here comes the circle of monkeys. Solo is going to get caught in it for quite a long time. Wrath of Nature snipes him. Static Storm, Rupture, that's not a comfortable place to be, especially with no one teleporting. But Chappie with the armor is still surviving. For a while longer, no one though, very weak as FN is going to arrive and suddenly gets 0 movement speed. Gets yanked out all the way to the shrine. I guess that's kind of convenient. 2 for 1. So far, Lil has no vision. No Fissure Blind. Still doesn't see Posh Gust, so that fight was actually pretty darn good for Empire. Monkey King, as I said before, is the way that Empire come back into this game. You gotta leverage this hero. Hiding behind that 1-3, really? Fissure's gonna block. That's not tight, right? It matters. It's just gonna leave. But Ghost Stick was elsewhere farming. Snipes him with the Wrath of Nature. Monkey King takes all the focus in the world. And yeah, Static Storm, Rupture, those are great tools, but Rupture doesn't do any damage. Or, I mean, it doesn't do any damage to Monkey King in that situation. Static Storm is not really a damaging ultimate. It doesn't really do all that much. And the fact that in order to finish the kill, they had to bring in the Viper, who with right clicks is running into, at that point, 8 armor of the Monkey. 8 bonus armor of the Monkey. So he, with his just tanky nature, the fact that they kind of committed these wrong tools towards him initially, is actually going to draw a lot of fire and let Empire get something done. Now again, it is good for Empire. It is not great. It is not suddenly they're ahead. Suddenly it's a huge turnaround. For VP, that is something that they do have to concern themselves with. Gotta deal with this Monkey King. Gotta try to burst him down within the duration of that Static Storm, or at least make sure that he is not able to get the command right smack dab in the middle of the fight, because man, that thing does a lot of damage. Right now though, Echo Saber number 1 is up. Echo Saber number 2 is also up. And Empire on their global scale actually start playing the game that they want to play. They don't really want to go in these heads-up fights. Again, it's all about getting that initial pick-off for Empire, finding some poor sucker out and alone, like Lil right now. Obviously, they don't have any vision of him, but, you know, kill off a hero like this. Oh my god. They maybe did have some vision. That was a TP looking for a courier. The Empire do have vision of the secret shop. VP, that is kind of going to force them to 5-man. Now, while they do 5-man and while they do push pretty rapidly, Empire are going to be split pushing in the meantime, with the ability to take a fight if they catch someone. I think in most cases it's going to be within X marks. Looks like with no one on the bottom lane for Empire, they will let this one go. That is the right decision. You just got to try to get as much as you can elsewhere, but for VP, this is going to be an ultimate tier 2 tower. Boom, vocabulary. think they'll take a tier 1, probably. Viper's going to arrive. I don't know if they can get this kill. Oh, they can. Chappie does a lot of damage, apparently. Bounces out right from the edge of the blood right, and we'll be fine to go. Again, not ideal, but for VP, they are now ready to try to force the issue for Empire. Maybe going towards Roche for VP is going to be a little bit of a struggle. But man, they have a Halberd, they have extra range here with a Dragonlance. What does Pasha have? He's got the Force Staff. He's building towards that Solar Crest. You have Static Storm, you have Nova, you have a Blink Echo Slam Shaker. Maxed out Aftershock. This is time for VP. Try to force Empire into these engagements. For right now, though, tier 2. Can't really force Empire to fight over tier 2. Gonna be in those tier 3s where I'm pretty sure VP are gonna feel comfortable moving in, despite not having an Aegis. Set up a huge nest of Plague Wards. Viper has enough range to start chipping at it from the low ground. Sustain being given to him by the Bloodseeker, at least once the creep wave spawns. Plus, with Viper on the front lines, there's a big problem there for Empire. Do they initiate on him? Can they actually kill off a 2000 HP hero with the Force Staff behind him, with a Heaven's Halberd evasion, with maxed out Corrosive Skin? I'm not really sure, but I want to say the answer is no. And if they can, in fact, kill him, then it's going to take absolutely everything in their arsenal. Oh, Courier is going to dodge the snipe attempt from the Nature's Prophet. Still, this bottom lane is being pushed. This is IO power right here. Damage onto the tier 3 is nice. They're really looking for this kill here, so Empire to make a hold. Viper with the Blood Rage will be forced to back off right now. Plague Wards still able to be dealt with. FN and Vangscore still pushing down this bottom lane. TP coming in from Nature's Prophet as well. As it looks like mission accomplished, the base has been held. And that's really what I'm talking about when I say, oh, wait, Lil. Gonna go for Ghost Stick. Has an Echo Slam, and with the Glimpse, Ghost Stick is in a lot of trouble. Oh, they stun up the IO with the Enchant Totem. Perfect play from Lil, which is gonna end up killing both of them. It is not easy to do that. That timing play from Lil, that positioning, use Enchant Totem to stun the IO out of his relocate. Knocks down 2 heroes. I was gonna say, like, you take some damage on this tier 3 high ground. Not a big deal. You take a tier 2 of your own, and ultimately the end result is you take a tier 2, the enemies don't get anything. But for VP to get those 2 kills completely makes that play worth it. Like, they'll take that exchange any day of the week. They just have to try to set up for an identical play. Start pushing back all the lanes, look for a pickoff. You got Rupture, and you'll have a target for Rupture, though. Chappie will try TP. Ramses has a Yules. Huh? What? Okay. I mean, I thought that's what Yules was kind of for. But I guess sometimes Ramses is merciful. You do know that as a Bloodseeker, the vast majority of your damage comes from having that Thirst Up. And I don't really know if he would have been able to win against the Monkey King, but you can at least keep him there for a little while longer. Thor runs into solo. So support duels, well, they already lose Pasha as FN just shreds him with that Nature's Prophet. Glimpse back on the IO is going to bring him back into the clutches of the Viper, who will quickly deal with that ball of light, disarms the Sven. He does have the extra armor. He does have a BKB soon. He is going to get it off with the Boundless Strike connecting onto 2. No one in Lil will get absolutely shredded. Oh my god. Solo in the trees. On his way out is being stalked by Ghost Stick, who's invisible like a spooky ghost stick. And they bring him right back in. Where you going, Disruptor? That's a 4-for-1 for Empire. I have no idea what happened to the Venomancer off to the side here. But I can tell you what, that is not a good place for Venomancer to be. Apparently, I once again underestimate God's strength Sven. He is level 16 at this stage. And he did pick up that BKB that I was talking about much earlier. Virtus.Pro to fall flat on their ass like that. That is not good times. And the Boundless Strike was great, but that wasn't even like peak Monkey King either. He didn't use his ultimate. He didn't get, I don't think he had the Jingu stacks up. Didn't look like it. That was just Sven crashing in hard. With Blink Dagger right around the corner, he's going to be crashing in even harder. Solar Crest is going to make that a little bit more difficult in the future. The odds are, if the Venomancer is picked off in that fashion, if he is caught in that fashion, rather, like in the middle of nowhere, he will not have the Solar Crest Shine applied on someone else. So he'll have the armor, he'll have the evasion, and I think between the two of those, he should be able to survive a Sven. I am not entirely sure, but there's definitely a chance. But that was pretty much what I was describing earlier. Empire need that pick off. They need to make it 4v5. It was a little bit close because, you know, it could have been a massive team fight with the rest of VP right down here, but ultimately that was a 4v5. They were able to take down the Venomancer, take him off the board really, really quickly. Immediately after, so Empire making some pretty big strides in this game, and VP just got to make sure that they stick to their game plan. This Fuel Scepter on Bloodseeker so far has done nothing. Now he finally has the Radiance. Still a really good timing for this item. They will struggle to deal with Roche, though. Going to be really, really slow. It looks like they'll just give up. Bottom lane being pushed in as the VP side smokes straight towards bot. Empire smell this one coming a mile away, it seems, with most of the heroes. It seems like Ghost Stick doesn't smell it. It shows Sinus is checked. Gonna hide, smoke, still up on the Earthshaker and the TP out. Everyone's fine. And our Empire gonna make a smoke play of their own. Looks like they want to. And then they all head their separate directions. I guess not. Okay. They do not see anyone right now. Oh, FN has a Blink Dagger as BKB. Plague Ward is going to cancel that Blink. Still has the BKB. Still has the War Cry. And he has a Kunkka boat behind him. He'll get up to the high ground. He will be fine. Prof, in the meantime, building up this pickoff power. He is very, very easy to kill, Ghost Stick. If he teleports into a bad position or if he gets ruptured or something like that, easy kill. Right now, he is a super glass cannon, able to do so much damage if he finds someone alone. Speaking of that someone alone, Pasha might be wandering into the wrong position. Oh, he puts down the Plague Ward! At the exact same time, FN pops the God Strength, wanted to blink in, but couldn't because the blink got cancelled. I don't know if that was luck, skill, or what, but they know that God Strength is now down. Solo, pushing forward, hunting for a pick. Chappie's got to be careful of those stairs. Now for Empire, they can no longer fight. With God's Strength, they could just barely be able to scrape together an engagement. A consistent engagement. But without that, God's Strength, no chance. Absolutely no chance. Got to split the map again. And it's working pretty darn well. I mean, what did that Viper do? About half damage on this tower. Nature's Prophet split push did pretty much the exact same. Chappie is going to swat the Disruptor down to half HP. You know, from a cool, like, 1,000 range away. No one as good as he is at killing off heroes. Not really good versus Roshan. They do have the Shine from Pasha, although... Oh, there it is, okay. Shine on the Roshan. Now with Bloodseeker coming in with the Radiance damage, we'll slowly but surely be able to take him out. This is once again going to force the issue in favor of VP. Saying, we're coming at you, Empire. You got to respond to us. Not the other way around. That's a double life on the Viper, but someone's got to get back here because these little Treant dudes are doing some serious work. It's always so surprising how much damage these guys actually do. It doesn't seem like they should be doing as much as they do, but those Treants, man, they hit hard. Miposhka, he's not in a good spot right now. Combo, not going to be executed perfectly. It is hard when you don't have time. You just get picked off. God Strength is once again up. Going into an Aegis Viper with a fresh halberd. I don't think he even had his Force Staff in that bottom lane engagement, so now he has that with the Dragon Lance. Of course, that Radiance was not up either on ramp. Nor was the BKB, which is coming up very quickly as well. Radiance Midas is some serious farm rate for a Bloodseeker. This game is no longer being controlled by VP. Still have to get into a position where they are going to look to force fights. It's still where they're at their strongest with Static Storm, with Shaker, with Viper, and the Venomancer. The question is, will they find those openings? Stick. Some backup coming in. Shadowblade and Orchid. And some backup. I think they can kill off a Bloodseeker. Try to force him to Yules and then drop the Wukong's command underneath him. I mean, obviously the Orchid is going to be rather bad against the Bloodseeker as far as just getting that pick off in a 1v1 scenario. Got the Yule Scepter, he'll just get rid of that. Some backup, they can definitely make that happen. Or on no one even. Well, maybe if the Viper didn't have an Aegis, they would think about it, but probably don't want to waste their time going up against 2 Vipers. I'm going to tell you, 1 Viper is bad enough. Smoke and wrap around. Fire in the front. Boat is still all-star tool here for the Empire side. Again, that damage reduction, or damage delay, I guess. Absolutely incredible. Boat is just such a ridiculously powerful skill. It does it all. It stuns, it does damage, and it protects you. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to hit, but it's a lot easier nowadays. He has maxed out X as well, so Punka definitely getting some love from the frog. What's FN going for? He has a crit. Okay. A couple of those big red numbers coming up. They're just waiting for some poor sucker to defend the mid lane. Bloodseeker's like, just gonna go and defend the mid lane. Absolutely nothing can go wrong by doing this. Radiance will clean the wave. Like, Empire just got a little bit impatient there and decided to leave. So far with this Aegis, VP haven't really been able to find anyone. Empire doing a pretty good job at keeping themselves at a safe distance. Although Mposhka is walking right into the Hornet's Nest, will drop an Obs and then leave. Wrath of Nature is going to reveal that Obs immediately, so yeah, good work. We'll see if they can identify the Observer is necessarily right here. Pretty sure VP can put 2 and 2 together. But this area being warded, like, VP can afford to just leave that alone if they really wanted to. It's like, okay, you see that one small patch of area, we're going to push your base, and then you're going to wish you had an Obs closer to your own base, instead of out here in the middle of no man's land. For FN, there are heroes converging on bottom. Thor, of course, does have that relocate. Mechanism is close to completion on this IO. Oh, and the scan goes red. Score is in a hell of a lot of trouble right now, and because the IO's in trouble, Sven is also in trouble. Sven's just gonna straight leave, and the IO is like, bro, why you gotta be like that? Let me out. Oh, man. I don't know why FN didn't also tell Score to leave. Like, I'm gonna leave. You can do whatever the hell you want, bro. I'm out of here. FN wasn't even the one who got scanned. That was the IO, so. And I guess VP could probably figure that there was a Sven there at one point. Killing off the IO means that there is now very limited amounts of split push. Nature's Prophet is going to summon his goons, still has the Wrath of Nature. He's already gotten momentum up towards top. And VP do anything with this opening. It's at the end of the day just an IO. Sven's in the base, so he couldn't be split pushing anyway, so it looks like VP will fall back. Aegis has been reclaimed. FN, what should you buy? Probably Bloodthorn. Seems like a good item. I hear Bloodthorn is above average in performance level. BKB as well. Monk King gonna go for his bar. Game right now is pretty much the game that Empire want to be playing. Again, they want to be avoiding the fights. They want to be split pushy. They want to be really ratty if they can. VP really struggling to actually find their targets. Like, they've been trying. Oh, they're trying. Every single time, though, run into either no one or get spotted. Can't do anything when you're spotted like this. You gotta smoke up, or you have to get a Shadow Blade. I don't really think anyone is going towards that, at least for right now. Yeah, it's not in the build-up.
Mine.
Link forces up on Shaker, but by virtue of how well Empire have been dodging these fights, there have been like ones of Echo Slams, like actually one, like at max one Echo Slam. He's had the Blink Dagger for like 15 minutes now. He wants to use it, he really does, but there's no one to use it on. There was someone, but he blinked out. Sven's going to keep himself fine, and now the smoke up play from Empire. Going to wrap around into poor Disruptor. Disruptor does have Ramses here. Observer going to see Imposhka smoke blown. Imposhka does not have that vision, so he cannot throw the X marks, although Chappie overhead is going to be spotted by no one. Here comes the, tempted ultimate from the Monkey King, but he actually gets chopped down, and now the IO is just trying to keep him alive with the BKB. Chappie is still not dead. Oh my god, really? He will finally go down, doing a lot of damage to Ramses. But the backup, it's not coming in just yet. Here it is from FN, who's already slain the Disruptor. Now onto no one, just chopping him down. The body blocks from the Treants, and FN's doing what he can, but he's just gonna fall short. Now chain stunned and slowed to a crawl. That'll cost Empire 3, as Ramses will also escape Miposhka, who will also escape himself. But that was unfortunate. Did the IO... The trees definitely got chopped there by the Monkey King, and I think it may have been because of the tether. I am not entirely sure, but either way, get on top of the Monkey King, and this time the reinforcements there from Empire was just a little bit too slow. Able to absorb max amount of damage on the Viper and the Bloodseeker, while at the same time keeping them alive, and because it's Bloodseeker, he's at full HP, you know, that seems fair. They absorb the entirety of the fight, and Virtus.Pro get finally what they want. Hero pickoff, and then some. Again, the big question is, what can they do with this? Because taking that fight is one thing. You're up against Nature's Prophet, so you know that the lane's going to start pushing back towards you. Prophet already shoving in top. Not quite going to touch the bottom lane just yet. Ah, Miss Micro! Values being lost, bro! Ghost Stick is going to manage these lanes, and ultimately, though they do make a really good kill trade, killing off Monkey King and Sven is a big deal. Not able to get any sort of objective off of that. They'll place a couple of really deep observers. Empire now going to be spotted most of their movements. Even maybe a smoke from time to time. Ooh, hello. Got a couple of ruptures here. Let's have the Yules. Still, I don't really know if the Yules has done all that much. I haven't really been paying super close attention to it, admittedly. Bloodseeker now, just looking to lock down those heroes. The problem is that even if you rupture a Sven, he can still whoop your ass. Monkey King, clearly the same thing, especially once he completes his bar. We saw how much damage he got out when he was like at 10 HP. He was stunned for like 90% of that last fight. But IO tether sustained with the mechanism with the bottle and whatnot. Not to mention the fact that mech gives you even more armor. And the fact that overcharge is insane on Monkey King. Like, you know, obviously you want to be overcharging your Sven if you can. But if you have to overcharge your Monkey King, you're not really going to be too upset about that. Get faster charges up. And with those charges, you do even more damage, so yeah, seems good. This is Aegis Cheese, though. Viper also completes, huge item in that butterfly. That is huge for a couple of reasons. First of all, evasion up against the Sven and Monkey King feels good, man. Or I guess the Monkey King right now. Sven will eventually have some sort of answer with his Bloodthorn, but you know, evasion may or may not stay good. But the big reason why it's good is because it actually lets Viper be more of an offensive damage dealer. Like, so far for Virtus.Pro, they've been making the fights happen, and then they've been going up high ground to do pretty much nothing. Now that there's a butterfly in the Viper, he can actually tear down structures. Not the highest damage dealer in the game, but man, he certainly is capable. Although he is walking on the low ground, up the high ground into literally the entirety of Empire. With him having the Aegis, they don't want to go in for him. Everyone is still safe in the trees. Miposhka, stay in the trees. Heed ancient Dota lore. So it was said, so it shall be. He said, stay in the trees. They have stayed. Well, Ghost Stick's gonna jump up towards the top lane. Everyone else gonna batten down the hatches, try to hold up against this oncoming push. And this time we'll see the difference. Viper last time had no damage items. This time has one damage item, and the tower's pretty much dead. Fortification is going to come out. Nature's Prophet doing what he can as fast as he can, but He can only do so much here. The Viper is a beast. Two beasts, in fact, an Aegis. You know, if you decide to start a fight here, you run the risk of getting fissured, echoed, all sorts of bad things. Chappie maybe can like bounce here and put up a good Wukong command right at the mouth of the base. Not going to be incredibly easy. Melee racks will just be conceded here by Empire. Seems like perhaps a little bit of a concede move, but I do agree with it. Empire cannot afford to fight Virtus.Pro head on right now with this Aegis and also cheese floating around on someone on the Venomancer. They can't afford to do it. You just gotta absorb that loss and try to take the next one. It really, really sucks for Empire, but they don't really have any other options.
Bottom shrine is under attack.
With the fact that they have a Nature's Prophet, a Sven with Cleave, as well as an Io, Super Creeps is gonna be far from the end of the world. But still, that extra momentum, that extra thing you have to worry about. The fact that VP now just, you know, 1 out of 3 as far as getting those megas. Still is not going to be great for the Empire. Chappie does have his bar, but is spotted by an Obs, placed earlier by that mid lane push. Stalked by Lil, but he'll bounce out of there.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Prophet still just making top lane his home. Honestly, I'm a little bit surprised we don't see any these Tinker wards. He's been up here forever. This time, as opposed to last, he's really close to the Radiant base. I think when Radiant were pushing bottom lane, Nature Prophet was about here, or even up here. Being over here, with an army like this, means that, okay, Solo's gonna get left behind, apparently. That's God Strength used, but no BKB, so that's perfectly fine for FN. And someone's gotta deal with this from VP, because Nature's Prophet just did half your tower's health pool with one push. See, if they decided to fight that bottom lane fight, they would not be able to get themselves onto this map, because odds are they would have all been dead, and odds are it would have been GG. Like, let's be honest here, guys. It would have been so hard for Empire to win that engagement unless you had another insane run by the Monkey King as far as survivability is concerned. Buybacks are starting to become a concern as well. He bought out for the King bar, Monkey King. That is going to mean that he only has that one life. He is a very powerful hero when that one life, for sure, with that magic immunity. He's got both King bars, man. Make up your mind. He goes down, that could just be the end. Same thing for FN. Buys out for that Bloodthorn, does not have buyback. Same thing for the Nature's Prophet. Also, buys out a Bloodthorn, has no buyback. Although it's Nature's Prophet, he should be getting a buyback soon enough. Split push right now is non-existent. Ghost Stick is in his base. Going to teleport behind? No. Gonna look to cut the creep wave, I suppose, but that's so dangerous. Going to be a little bit late to this fight. They jump out to no one. He ends up eating the cheese, though. FN is doing what he can. Gets rummed up, but also hit with so many slows. This circle might give them some say, so they do go in the back, pick off Solo, but Ghost Stick is going to lose his own life as Chappie, dying to poison, is going to get fissured. Still alive with the mechanism. Lil can't push forward anymore. Nature's Prophet will go down, is now Vangscore as well. Oh, tethered out. FN takes a big outslam, but Vangscore's still alive somehow. He will tick down to the poison, it looks like, perhaps. No. With the bottle, he'll survive, but the Sven will not. He has no buyback. This is really bad. VP lose a couple supports, but you know what? All the important heroes are still alive. Ghost Stick is back in it. He does have that Bloodthorn, and there's the Monkey King from the back. Ends up stunning 2. Kills off Ramses, as well as keeping the Viper out of this engagement. Now he has to pick a fight. Overcharges there. They get the X marks back onto the Viper. He does get the kill, though, with the Blood Rage. It's a lot of extra regen, but it's not quite enough to survive. Fissure as well from Lil with more Plague Ward damage stacking up. Monkey King goes down. No buyback. Nature's Prophet bought back himself. But I think with the pick off of that Bloodseeker on the side and the Viper as well, I think they may have been able to hold their base. It's not safe here for Empire. It is not a good place to be. But hey, at least they're still in this game. Like, this is like the worst time for them to die. There's the point where they have No buybacks on Sven and Monkey King. Feels pretty bad, man. That was Aegis and Cheese dealt with from VP, right? I don't think... Yeah, it was Aegis and Cheese. Empire do kind of handle it. But again, this is not a comfortable game state for them. They really have to find themselves some massive team fight. Do they have too many Bloodthorns? I mean, can you... First of all, can you ever have too many Bloodthorns? Is that even a possibility? I'm not really sure. But Bloodthorn, as strong as it is not that good up against Magic Community. Not that good versus Yule Scepter. And you know what? You can't cast Bloodthorn when there's an Aghanim Scepter on the other end. What is this called? Soul Rend. I had no idea. That's pretty badass. I will now commit that to memory and impress all of you next time with the Soul Rend. Oh my god, he got the Soul Rend. I mean, Orchid is called Soul Burn, so I guess it only makes sense. Fire Smoke Out, VP, same thing though. 25 is up on the Viper, and he does have a buyback. Pushing forward, he's got the Lincoln Sphere on him, so he may be able to absorb this hammer. No, FN is in a little bit of trouble. Rupture 1 goes off on him. Vanscore gonna yank him out though. The rest of the Empire side gonna have to run. Chappie's gonna drop some circles down. Boundless Strike goes onto the Viper. X Mark's gonna bring him right back into the combo of the Torrent and the Boat. Lots of damage as FN is going to return with God Strength. There goes the Viper, as well as the Disruptor. 4-point surround. Warcraft 3, where you at? That's an easy 2-kill for Empire, and that is why in Game 1 the Io was banned out. My god, that was a lot of damage. Viper and Disruptor down. No Static Storm. FN may not have a God Strength here, but they do catch the Venomancer. This Torrent jumping forward. FN still wants in. Really dangerous, though. He's gonna get tagged with an Echo Slam and a Nova, taking so many dots here. Although still will go down as Ghosted from the low ground, with the Glass Cannon just firing on all cylinders. Chappie as well joining the fray. 4 kills for Empire. They're really banged up. They're really bloodied. They're poisoned. Feels bad, man. But they'll be able to go back to the base and hold. They hold and they push in. Viper has a buyback. With Bloodseeker here, it's going to be really tough for Empire to get anything done. Seeing as though their creep wave is not expected to live for very long. But still, the tower will go down regardless. Fortification is still a full minute until Virtus.Pro are back at full strength. Solo has another Static Storm, but he catches no one with it. He glimpses Chappie back around it, but it doesn't matter. It literally does nothing. And that's mid-racks taken, and they're not done yet. The bottom lane was softened up from like a million years ago. FN, he's ruptured. Yeah, seems like he just doesn't give a damn. Maybe he should start giving a damn a little bit. Just wait, man. You'll be fine. Or you'll get yanked back to the fountain. That's bottom lane now equalized. Mid lane an advantage for Empire. And they get out scot-free. They lose absolutely nothing. Look at that exchange. Ugh, that is this. Oh, wait, never mind. They lose Vanscore. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Vanscore has played well enough that you can accept a couple of deaths, and it's not the end of the world.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Dawn is once again back up. That is VP's ticket to once again equalizing this game, or at least coming back into the driver's seat. Looks like they should be able to spot it out. This is, however, still a big threat. You know, there's a boat on the other end. You know, Monkey King has that level 3 command. Don't want to be stuck in this area with it. Now, Rupture, Echo Slam, Static Storm, Nova, like, VP still have all these big tools. But it is not going to be the safest thing for them to do. Shrine has been taken out a long time ago, so Empire's IO not have an easy way of getting into this unless he wants to relocate in, which I'm pretty sure is not the play. No one in Ramses, eyes on the prize. They're chipping at this Venomancer, but it's not really much. They'll take the Aegis. Cheese is still on the floor. And they'll glimpse back the Sven, or at least try to. Guys, is Cheese good? What does Cheese do? Is that some sort of health potion or something? Oh, Monkey King, what are you doing up there, man? I just assumed everyone left. He shouldn't be here. His ultimate's doing so much damage, almost kills off Solo, but that was not supposed to happen. FN and Vayscore are going to jump back up towards the top lane. And it looks like, well, the Sven will get caught in Static Storm. He takes absolutely no damage from it because, again, Static Storm does not do damage. And now the Glimpse almost perfectly timed to keep him in here, but will get out. Poison damage is high, but not high enough with the Pipe Insight Aura. And they do take down yet another melee Rax. It cost them Monkey King, but he does have buyback.
Gold for my chest.
A little bit of a misplay there by the MK. The Empire making the best out of a bad situation. Still have to deal with Aegis. It looked like someone grabbed the cheese. Really? Oh, Kunkka grabbed the cheese. Alright, so Kunkka just wandered in. It's like, oh, someone forgot their cheese, I guess. Oh, Pasha. Spotted by Miposhka, but can't really do anything about this as just the Kunkka. Now, if you had, say, a Nature's Prophet teleport in, maybe you got a stew going, but Nature's Prophet not going to do that. Over in mid lane, the concern lies. The Viper, who is going to start chipping away, only at range Rax for now. Here's the X, here's the Torrent. Just stall, stall, stall. Wait for the Monkey King. They can concede their mid lane. It is going to make this game incredibly thin, though. No one is going to start pushing up towards the top lane as well, but oh, what you doing here, guys? Empire just going to backdoor for Megas. You know, just casually grab Megas. No big deal. That is Megas, right? Yeah, okay, so all Radiant's Rax are down. Now it's time for Empire to desperately fight. They catch the Viper in the front line. Static Storm goes off into the back. Sven does not have his BKB up. Oh, and the IO, oh, he goes into it too. He can't get the mechanism off, nor can he get the pipe off. The barrier does not go up, and the Sven and IO both fall, but Chappie with the BKB. Ghost Stick, same thing. Just looking to damage some heroes. They're going to catch Ramses. Liquid Sphere going to absorb a hammer. Look at the massive stun off, but not enough damage coming out. They're going to race for this Rax, but it isn't going to go down. They can't do it. They're all going to buy out, but the respawn from Viper is immediately going to get hexed, and he'll be taken down. Megas are held by Empire, and VP, they do not have Megas. Now, it's only a range Rax. Taking that down should not be that difficult, but everyone and their mom spends the buyback. And for right now, for this moment, Empire have a big lead. Now, that can change at the drop of a hat. It's going to be so easy for that to swing back towards parity. But Empire, they hold. They hold up against VP's push. And my oh my, how much damage Monkey King and the Nature's Prophet both are able to put out. Not even a silver edge on the Nature's Prophet. Up against the Viper, you would expect that to be up perhaps a little bit earlier, but it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter. It's still enough damage. And now VP, though it is so easy for them to kill off range Rax, it is so hard for them to get to the range Rax. You gotta battle through Nature's Prophet split push, now turned up to 1,000 with these Mega Creeps coming in as well. Now, Mega Creeps is not gonna win them the game, Empire. Virtus.Pro can hold against Mega Creeps for a very long time. With a Bloodseeker, with his build, I dare say indefinitely, especially if he's able to scrape together enough gold. I'm sure going for, well, I don't even know if you have to go for a Maelstrom, but certainly going for some more anti-Sven tech going to be in his future. He's got Radiance, he's got his Blood right. You can see it's not exactly super fast. I was thinking maybe go for like a Mjolnir. Going for that extra armor component to Shiva is not too bad. All the lanes now are going to start to push in, and this is where Nature's Prophet, especially with this build, becomes such a threat. Because the way you defend against Mega Creeps is not by 5-man. You don't 5-man Mega Creeps with 3 lanes of them. It's actually just impossible until they get to your base. You defend it with 1 hero. You defend it with 2 heroes. And we can see that's why Miposhka is chilling on his bottom lane by himself. He's waiting for that one guy to come in. And then with Nature's Prophet's arrival, that represents such an easy opening for a pickoff. VP are going to have top and bottom shoved in, but they have their eyes on the prize. Rax on top lane. That's going to bring them back to parity. There is no fortification here for quite a long time. Chappie does have that command. He's thinking about it. He's going to commit it right away. No one on the front lines. BKB already comes up in the sun, but does not come up on the Monkey King. They're trying to beat down no one. Who's trying to race for the racks. It looks like he may just fall short. The circle is still keeping everyone out. They'll lose everybody as Ghostic comes in on the back line and slaughters the supporting crew. Ramses will get out of here, but the racks, the MVP of that fight for Empire, because it tanked all the damage, will mean that Empire beat Virtus.Pro 2-0 and move on here in the PGL Open. The fact that VP couldn't push in sacrifices